Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to see the effect of hydrogen bonding in infrared spectroscopy. As you can see, this is part 2. In part 1 we have seen the effect of conjugation and rinse eyes effect on the frequency. So let's begin. So this is our very first question. How will you differentiate between the following pair of compounds using IR spectra? So as you can see, we have two molecules here in which you have one carboxylic group and OH on ortho position, and another molecule you have the meta disubstituted isomer of it. So is it possible to distinguish these two isomer based on IR? We will see that. So first of all, in both the isomers, carboxylic OH peak is common. So both will show a very broad peak in the range of 3000 to 2500 per centimeter for the carboxylic OH. So which is common for both. And then you will have in the first isomer, as you can see, there is a possibility of intramolecular hydrogen bonding formation, while this intramolecular hydrogen bonding is not possible in beta isomer. So the first structure will show you the intramolecular hydrogen bonding, which is around 3300. You will get a very broad peak for this, and for the second molecule you will be having intermolecular hydrogen bonding, which is further lower, and you will get again a broad peak for this. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding is concentration dependent, while intramolecular is independent of the concentration. So basically, if you increase the dilution, the OH hydrogen bonding in case of second structure is going to be less, and chances of free OH peak will be more. So while intramolecular, on dilution there is no change and no effect on the frequency of OH. It will remain the same. So therefore we say that intermolecular shift with dilution while intramolecular does not. And the third differentiation is here. This, since it is orthodisubstituted structure, it will show you a very characteristic peak around 735 to 770 per centimeter, a very strong peak for CH banding. While for meta disubstituted, you get two bands. One is in the range of 660 710 and other is 730 to 770, very sharp two peaks for CH banding. So this is the characteristic peak in which you can differentiate ortho, meta and para disubstituted aromatic compounds by using IR spectroscopy. And this is with respect to the inter and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So in that way you can answer your question. This is the second problem where they have given you the three isomer, not the isomer, three molecules, substituted molecules, where OH is stretching for the first isomer. It is mentioned 3608 per centimeter, while the second one shows two frequency for OH. One is 3605, other is 3643. And the final is showing only one in the range of 3643, and you have to explain it why. So we'll see in the first structure there is possibility of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So you will have this particular peak which is at 3608 is because of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, OH stretching peak. Since two molecules can come closer and form an intermolecular hydrogen bonding, you don't have any hindrance here. So hydrogen bonding is possible, that is intermolecular. While in this case you can see ortho tertiary butyl group is substituted. So from this side the hydrogen bonding with respect to the other molecule is slightly hindered, while the other side it is free. So therefore you are getting two peaks here. One is for the free OH stretching peak in the range of 3643, a sharp peak you get for it. And then hydrogen bonded, that is intermolecular hydrogen bonding, in the same range like the first isomer showed, a broad peak. So both will be there. While in the third case, both ortho position is substituted by bulky group, so huge steric crowding is there. So the other molecule of the same isomer, same molecule cannot come closer and form hydrogen bonding. So the intermolecular hydrogen bonding is restricted here, and therefore you will get a peak only for free OH, that is 3643, a very sharp intense peak for the free OH, since the hydrogen bonding is prohibited because of the presence of the bulky group in the third structure. While in the second, partially both will be there. In the first structure, purely you will get the hydrogen bonded. Free chances of free OH will be less, as the more number of molecule will come closer and form a hydrogen bonding. So like that, based on hydrogen bonding, you can justify your explanation and answer. In this problem, you can see they have given the molecule 2-hydroxy-3-nitroacetophenone, and it shows two carbonyl frequency. One is 1692 and other is 1658 per centimeter. You need to explain. So what is the structure of 2-hydroxy-3-nitroacetophenone? So this is the acetophenone. You have C6H5COCH3. At 2 position you have OH, and at 3 position you have nitro group. And there are two possibility. One is the OH group, which is at 2 position. It may form a hydrogen bonding with the nitrogen oxygen, and the other possibility, the same hydrogen of OH group can form a hydrogen bonding with the carbonyl oxygen. Now usually the carbonyl frequency for ketone, it comes around 17-15. But since it is in conjugation here with the aromatic ring, and we know the effect of conjugation that lowers the carbonyl frequency. So you have here range for conjugated carbonyl, that is 1692 per centimeter, because it brings a single bond characteristic to the CO because of the resonance, and so the strength of the carbonyl peak decreases, and therefore you are getting a conjugated carbonyl in the range of 1692 per centimeter. While in the second structure, you can see it is further lowered because of the hydrogen bonding with the carbonyl group, right? So two factors are involved for lowering the carbonyl frequency. One is the conjugation. Along with that, you have hydrogen bonding as well. Therefore, it is further lowered here, 1658 per centimeter for the carbonyl due to the presence of the hydrogen bonding. So in that way, we can justify the correct conformation also and configuration of the molecule. Like it can exist either in the first form or in the second form. Both carbonyl frequencies will be there. In the next problem, they are saying that where do you expect the OH stretching for orthohydroxyacetophenone and for para isomer of it, and does it any effect of dilution on these frequency that we have to identify. So for that we have to write down the structure of orthohydroxyacetophenone. So at ortho position you have the OH group for the acetophenone, and you can see as hydrogen bonding is possible here with respect to the carbonyl group. So first is intramolecular hydrogen bonding is there in ortho isomer. Therefore, you will get a 3300 hydrogen bonded peak, which is a broad peak for ortho isomer. And moreover, carbonyl frequency will be lowered like we have seen in the previous problem because of hydrogen bonding as well as conjugation. While and the second point is intramolecular hydrogen bonding is independent of concentration, as we have seen. Does it have any effect on dilution? So there is no effect of dilution on the orthoisomer. Even if you increase the dilution, there is no effect of hydrogen bonding on the hydrogen bonding. While in the para isomer, you can see the chances of intramolecular is not there, but you have intermolecular hydrogen bonding possibility. Moreover, you will have the free hydroxyl group also along with that, 3600 per centimeter, a sharp peak, and that will be affected by dilution, because if you increase the dilution, the chances of free OH will be more. So you will get more intense peak for the free OH, but along with that you have intermolecular hydrogen bonding also between the two molecules, which is a broad peak around 3300 per centimeter. So basically, if you have a concentrated solution, you will get more broad peak for the hydrogen bonding and a small sharp peak for free. But if you increase the dilution, then the free OH peak will be more intense and you will have a shorter peak for the hydrogen bonding. Then in that case, on increasing the dilution, hydrogen bonding will be less here. So basically the intermolecular hydrogen bonding is concentration dependent while intramolecular is independent of concentration. So in that way you can identify which isomer is present, whether it is para or it is ortho disubstituted based on the hydrogen bonding. The second point, you can also identify and distinguish based on the CH banding. For ortho disubstituted and for para disubstituted, we have a different value that we have seen in the previous problem. This is the last problem for us to find and see the based on the differentiation that infrared spectra of trans-crotonic acid and mandelic acid is there. Is it possible to distinguish these two molecules based on IR spectroscopy? So let's see. First, crotonic acid, which is a trans-crotonic acid here. The position of two bulky groups are opposite to each other. So what all peaks we can assume for this molecule? So you can see one peak for OH stretching for acidic OH, which is in the range of 3000 to 2500, a very broad peak. Apart from that, you will see CH olefinic peak, which is CH stretching in the range of 3000 per centimeter. Then you will have a conjugated C double bond O, which is lowered because of the conjugation 1690 per centimeter. Then you have C double bond C stretching around 1600 per centimeter. You will have CH banding for trans disubstituted olefin, which is a very characteristic peak, very sharp peak in the range of 970, which says that you have a trans disubstituted olefin, and so you can define the configuration of the molecule, whether it is cis or trans. So these are the possible frequencies for this crotonic acid in IR spectroscopy. Now this is a mandelic acid, which is the aromatic molecule, and we'll see what all frequency we will assume. So you will have here alcoholic OH peak in the range of 3300 to 3600 or 500, a very broad peak for OH, alcoholic OH, which is absent in the crotonic acid. Along with that, you will have one more acidic OH peak in the range of 3000 to 2500, which is present in the previous case as well. So OH alcoholic peak is a unique peak which was missing in the crotonic acid. And moreover, you will have a carbonyl peak which is not conjugated with the aromatic ring. So you will have a normal standard ketone carbonyl frequency, which is 1715 per centimeter. Along with that, you will have for aromatic C double bond C stretching a band in the range of 16,000 to 14,000 per centimeter. Moreover, this is the mono-substituted aromatic ring. So you will have very characteristic and strong peak in the range of 690 and 750, two sharp peaks for mono-substituted aromatic ring. In that way, you can confirm that you have the aromatic and mandelic acid, and it gives the characteristic IR spectrum. Very characteristic peak is OH alcoholic, which is absent in the crotonic acid. And like that, you can solve any problem based on the hydrogen bonding in IR spectroscopy. So all the best, happy learning, see you in the next video.